Tokenization.
Tokenization. Tokenization.
Tokenization.
Tokenization, you've heard this term. That's the future of finance. What I could say is I'm bullish. It's just the real fact of it.
If you think about what tokenization is, it's essentially upgrading the ledger where capital markets run to technology that is public, distributed, cryptographically secured, etc., which will improve how people transact with securities.
Tokenization is like a freight train. It can't be stopped, and eventually it's going to eat the entire financial system.
We've always been using technology to do a better job for the client, and we're going to do the same thing in tokenization.
We believe the next step going forward will be the tokenization of financial assets.
Tokenization is an innovation, and we at the SEC should be focused on how do we advance innovation in the marketplace.
Think about what that means. A complete rewiring of the financial system.
Solo Scrooge back with another one today, and as we can see from that clip, tokenization is the most bullish narrative of crypto that we have as it stands. So today we're going to take a look at the Texture Capital and Canton Network partnership that's been formed. We're going to have a look at the TX token, take a quick look at the price, and we'll take a look at the Kraken and Nasdaq partnership for tokenization. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button. We're giving you updates on TX, Dovu, HBAR, Canton Network, Evernode, and more. So the analytics shows me that I'm getting a lot of reoccurring viewers that are not subscribed to the channel. So if you're one of those reoccurring viewers that's not subscribed, hit the subscribe button so you can get these updates as soon as I post them. So Securities posted 2025 was tokenization's biggest year, and 2026 will be bigger. So Texture Capital joins Canton Network in preparation for deployment of its alternative trading system and transfer agent to facilitate institutional digital securities transactions. So let's have a quick look at this article. So Texture Capital Holdings and its subsidiaries, a prominent player in the tokenization and trading of real-world assets, announces that it has integrated with the Canton Network, a privacy-enabled public blockchain network designed specifically for institutional assets. Texture Capital Holdings running a Canton node marks an initial step toward enabling in the coming weeks the deployment of its alternative trading system ATS operated by subsidiary Texture Capital Inc. and the transfer agent services provided by Texture Transfer Services LLC. Texture's ATS will facilitate the matching and execution of orders in securities tokenized on the Canton Network between institutional investors and other participants. Texture's registered transfer agent will form an important role in maintaining the official record of securities ownership for tokenized securities issued on the Canton Network. We have been incredibly impressed by the technological achievements of digital asset in creating the Canton Network with a strong focus on privacy and institutional use cases, said Richard Johnson, CEO of Texture Capital. Canton has clearly found deep product market fit as evidenced by the robust ecosystem comprising dozens of global investment banks, exchanges, and institutional asset managers. As a specialist in tokenization and digital assets, Texture Capital looks forward to working with other Canton Network participants and enhancing capital market workflows, leveraging blockchain technology, he added. We are pleased to welcome Texture Capital Holdings to the Canton Network, said Eric, co-founder and head of network strategy at Digital Asset. Texture Capital's expertise in digital securities marketplaces aligns seamlessly with our mission to revolutionize the management of real-world assets through Canton's privacy-enabled public blockchain solutions. Texture Capital's integrated integration and their plans to launch tokenization and trading services on Canton highlight the growing strength and diversity of our ecosystem. We look forward to collaborating with Texture Capital and other participants to drive meaningful transformation in capital markets. Texture's ATS is expected to launch in Q1. Visit Texture Capital/Canton for more information to discuss opportunities to participate with Texture on the Canton Network. So Q1, so this was, I believe, last year, because it said January 2025 when this article was released. About Texture Capital Holdings. Texture Capital Holdings is the parent of Texture Capital Inc., a FINRA member and broker-dealer specializing in digital securities and Texture Transfer Services LLC, an SEC-registered transfer agent. We empower clients to compliantly issue tokens representing equity, debt, revenue share, royalties, or other investment contracts. Leveraging blockchain technology and smart contracts, we aim to transform the traditional capital market structure, offering tools for issuance, tokenization, and secondary market trading via our alternative trading system. About Canton Network. The Canton Network is the only public blockchain in the financial industry with on-chain privacy essential to seamless movement of assets and capital on decentralized open rails. With more than 3.6 trillion in tokenized assets on-chain, its proven institutional grade scale synchronizes previously siloed systems with the configurable privacy and controls required to unlock asset mobility across TradFi and crypto ecosystems. Launched in July 2024, the public infrastructure is governed by the Global Synchronizer Foundation and supported by the Linux Foundation to ensure organizational neutrality and foster innovation across the ecosystem. So this happened last year, January 2025. So this information is bullish, and it shows that Texture Capital, who are also partnered with TX, are doing big things and making moves behind the scenes. So I'm bullish on the Canton Network and I'm bullish on TX, because one of the day one launches that's going to happen on the TX ecosystem is SoloTex. So Texture Capital are doing big things, and even though some might have their complaints about the TX team, them partnering with Texture Capital is definitely bullish. So Texture Capital joins Canton Network in preparation for deployment of its alternative trading system and transfer agent to facilitate institutional digital securities transactions. So Texture Capital, if we look at the website, you can see blockchains. Texture Capital partners with multiple leading blockchains to power our tokenization and broker-dealer services, embedding trust, transparency, and efficiency directly on chain. A blockchain serves as a secure ledger of asset ownership and transaction history, an ideal foundation for next-generation financial applications. To capture the full potential of tokenization, Texture integrates its services natively into blockchain networks and in select cases operates validator nodes to help secure the ecosystem and validate transactions, strengthening the connection between regulated finance and decentralized technology. So selected integrations, Canton Foundation and Corium, which is now TX. For those who don't know, Corium and Sologenic have merged together as one to create the TX ecosystem. The Canton Network is a public permissionless blockchain purpose-built for institutional finance, combining privacy, compliance, and scalability. Texture is a validator on Canton, and our offering platform, ATS, and transfer agent are featured apps on the network. Corium, which is now TX, so they need to update this website. Corium simplifies tokenizing real-world assets, RWAs, by allowing institutions to program business and compliance logic from the moment an asset is issued on the blockchain. Corium is the blockchain supporting SoloTex and a default blockchain for all RWA tokenization at Texture. So that's bullish. Corium is their default blockchain, or TX is their default blockchain. So I believe it's just a matter of time before we take off. Definitely bullish on the next bull run, my people. So selected integrations, Canton Foundation and Corium/TX ecosystem, and the TX ecosystem is Texture's default blockchain, which is bullish. So CoinGekko, we've got the TX price currently sitting at 0.01904, market cap 36,718,122, 24-hour trading volume 90,548, and circulating supply as it stands is still 1,928,106,278. And the markets, according to CoinGekko, listed on MEXC, Bitmart, and Kraken. I think maybe they need to update that, because I think TX token is live on a few other centralized exchanges. So current price 0.1904 cents, down 2.3% on the day. Got to keep a watch of the price, see how low that goes. Look for the best buying opportunities for those that don't hold any at this this moment in time. So Cointelegraph posted, just in, Nasdaq partners with Kraken's parent company, Paywood, to push tokenized stock trading. Nasdaq and Kraken are teaming up to let you trade tokenized stocks. Nasdaq plans to work with Kraken to distribute tokenized versions of public stocks globally as the exchange pushes to bring blockchain infrastructure to traditional markets. And this was posted on the 9th of March. What to know? Kraken will distribute one-to-one tokenized versions of public company stocks to customers in Europe and other international markets. Nasdaq says token holders will retain the same governance rights as traditional shareholders, including voting and dividends. The initiative builds on Nasdaq's proposal to the SEC to allow tokenized versions of listed stocks and ETFs to trade alongside traditional shares. Nasdaq said it will work with crypto exchange Kraken to develop a system for issuing and trading tokenized versions of stocks and other exchange traded products, according to a press release. Under the plan, tokenized shares will give investors the same corporate governance rights as ordinary stockholders, including voting in proxy ballots and receiving dividends. Nasdaq said the initiative will focus heavily on making corporate actions such as dividend payments and proxy voting more efficient by automating parts of the process through blockchain technology. The platform is expected to launch in early 2027. Kraken will act as a distribution partner for the project. Through the arrangement, one-to-one tokenized versions of public company shares will be made available to Kraken's customers outside the United States, particularly in Europe and other international markets. The effort builds on a proposal Nasdaq submitted to the US Securities and Exchange Commission in September, seeking approval to allow tokenized versions of its listed stocks and exchange-traded products to trade alongside traditional shares on the exchange. In that proposal, both the tokenized and conventional versions will be settled through the depository trust to ensure they remain interchangeable. Last week, exchange operator ICE made a strategic investment in OKX, valuing the exchange at $25 billion as it signed a deal to offer new tokenized stocks and crypto. Separately, Nasdaq also announced a partnership with Boa Stuttgart Group's tokenized settlement platform Centurion to connect its European trading venues to infrastructure designed to support trading and settlement of tokenized securities. This is some more bullish news for tokenized assets, especially as TX is now listed on Kraken. Also got Dovu listed on Kraken. So Kraken have listed a few tokenization tokens in the last 2 weeks, TX and Dovu. And we've already seen Bob Ross speaking to Nasdaq about Sologenic, Corium on different occasions, many different occasions. So tokenization is definitely getting ready to take off. You know, when tokenization reaches the trillions, where will the TX token be sitting? At what price? I believe at some point it can be sitting way higher than it is now. And so we've also got Kraken as a validator on the TX ecosystem. You see his validated details, overview, Kraken, voting power, 5.67%. So things are gearing up. The pieces are coming together slowly. This up and coming bull run, I think TX can do well. So Kraken is now a validator on the TX network. So crypto bubbles, Canton up 2.4%, Render up plus 7%, Ethereum up plus 2.1%, XLM up plus 1.6%, Algo up plus 1.3%, XRP up 1%, Doge up 3.6%, crypto bubbles. And for the traders, liquidation heat map, last 24 hours, 182.67 million wrecked, 77.17 million out of those that went long, and 105.50 million out of those that went short. So my people, appreciate you all for the love and support of the channel. If you got anything out of this video, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share the video for me. I'm Solo Scrooge with the Solo News, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.